The first people I bumped into were Meredith. I just remember seeing Meredith's face and being like, thank God. and realizing that, you know, because of the way the police had everything kind of sectioned off, it was going to be really hard to get people together. That was kind of a daunting realization to come to, but Meredith was really cool. She kind of snapped into action and took control, and everybody kind of came together on it too, and everybody was texting people, making sure everybody got the message that we need to get down here, and it took a little while, but I think Meredith should probably maybe have a better memory than I do, or...
Joanne committed it to an act of, you know, of writing, I think, so.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't have the whole story, but, because I wasn't in the so, what happened was, Mary and I were sitting at the Burger King, and all of a sudden, we realized there was a reason. Yeah, I mean, this is a long story. It's all documented. Yeah. But they asked us to go to Burger King, and I decided that I really wanted to go there because my face was hot and everything. But anyway, so we were there, and we were supposed to meet at Michigan and Sherman. Well, we kind of figured out that there was something going on there, and that we weren't going to be able to get there. And Mary, being a bus captain, had the number of the bus. So she called the bus and said, you know, you're not going to be able to get there. And then we started calling Meredith and Sarah, and we couldn't be here today, Martin, and so we, you know, so there are all these phone calls going back and forth. And then Meredith said, well, you got to get over to Cermak and State, and that was where we had originally been, but we had to get back there, and Angel was kind of with us, and some of the kids were with us. And so we did manage to get back there, and then we, you know, by that time most of you were there. You were sitting around non-violently, either on the grass or talking or, you know, whatever, and except for the two people we temporarily lost, but everybody was there. It was really amazing. It was awesome. And so then the rest of the story is really Meredith, I think, because she's Meredith. I think you should tell that part.
Can you get through your training there and how you managed to get through police line like 3 times?
Well, all I know, yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember which Lammers it was. Some Lammers, I think it was Antiwar. Some Lammers were explaining to the fire department why we wouldn't move. You know, like we had like 100 people who were sitting at this station and they wanted us to leave. Like, and we were like, no problem. We were on the same page. We would like to leave too. You know, but our buses couldn't get any closer because of all the police lines. And our people were, you know, we had found everyone except for 2 people, but we couldn't even get the people that we had found to go any farther because people were exhausted or hot. Or like, just like, it wasn't going to happen, you know, like, people were like, and we're done. So, I can't remember, but like, there were some Lammers who were talking to the fire department, and I came up to talk to, I think it was Sarah and Harry, I don't remember. I was trying to caucus the bus captains to be like, what are we we need plan D now, you know, because plans A, B, and C didn't work. So, what are we going to do? And the fire department looked at me and said, are you in charge? And I said, sure. They said, do you know where the buses are? Yep. Do you have the phone number for the buses? Yep. Could you identify them? Yep. Where are they? They're 5 blocks that way. They can't get here. We've tried a variety of routes for stuff. And they're like, are these, you know, but all these people are supposed to be on the buses. And I'm like, yep. And I said, I seriously am worried they're going to pass out. So I don't really know what we're going to do. And he's like, well, you should get in this car, we'll go get the buses. And I was like, okay, he seemed very assertive about it. And then I realized that I wasn't getting in a fire department car, which is what I totally thought I was getting in.
Yeah.
It was a black SUV with tinted windows.
Yes, yes.
And then I was like, huh, are we going to Dr. Fitzgerald's office? I'm But then I realized he didn't know my name, he hadn't asked for it, so I was just like, maybe he's just trying to be helpful. Oh, I guess we're gonna find out soon enough. I was halfway through off, and I was like, why? And then we got to these intersections, and he had this little thing in his desk where if you push him, it would go whoop, 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 whoop. And then everyone would clear to make way for the black SUV. We did that a couple times. We get through these 2 or 3 police lines, and then we got to the bus, and I got the bus at the bus, and then he'd go through the whoop, 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 whoop on the way back, and he'd be like, the buses are with us. And they'd be like, okay. And so then, like, it's like parting the Red Sea, and it's like, okay, we're going to let the buses through. And then they had us park, like, within, like, a half a block of where people were. And so then people loaded up, but then we still had some people, like Joanne, who couldn't even walk that half a block. And so then we're still, for the fire department, other different people in the fire department were helping with Joanne, and they were like, well, why didn't you put the buses closer to me? I was like, I'm pretty sure that was all you guys. I was just like, they parked there because that's where your people told them to park. And they were like, well, that's dumb. Let's go fix that. And I was like, that's awesome. Yes, you should. So then they got another car, and they carried and put Joanne in the car, and then drove her the half a block of the bus, and then helped her get in. And then we still were trying to find the 2 people that we had lost, and they weren't returning any of our calls. Well, one of them had a phone, but it wasn't working anymore. The other person never gave us their number, and the phone was on the bus. That was unhelpful. I learned through this experience that you should always stay with people from Minnesota who are actually going to ride the bus. You can problem solve collectively with other people who are riding the bus. I learned that. And also, then that increases the chances that somebody's batteries won't have run out. So you need to increase the likelihood that, like, you could actually have technological success. And that if the bus drivers give you their phone number, you should call them before they have actually left the geographic area, if you want to ride the bus. But that's okay. Eventually, we did get all of our people. We got Chicagoans and Marie Brown to go pick up our respective people and got them on the megabus, so nobody was left in Chicago. But eventually we decided that we had to leave because the bus drivers were running out of time, that they could be awake, and we needed to leave. And so we left. It was also creepy to me that before, right as we were making the call, the fire department people took me aside. They looked like they were kind of attached to us. They had helped us, and they wanted us to survive, and I appreciated that. But they did tell us, they said, you guys really should go. They said, we're like, seriously concerned that we're not going to be able to protect your safety for much longer. I mean, they were, like a lot of the police brutality that happened was like open a block of where we were staging this, this operation of trying to find our people, and that also kind of creeped me out. I mean, the fire department looked kind of terrified, and I was like, well, I was like, we could hide on the bus, from the cops, but eventually, I agreed that maybe it was time for us to go. But it was a hard decision to decide to leave people. I didn't like doing that.
But I was sitting right in front of you, so I heard all your efforts on the telephone to track people in the lead, to get people who are missing, to get other people to take care of them, and you were sure that they were getting.
And I wanted to say that once everyone got on the buses and left, I was walking up one of the streets to Gunwale, and all of a sudden, this cop on his bicycle stopped me and asked for my ID, and right behind me there was a whole group of protesters with their camera and stuff. They surrounded several police on the bikes around me, and I was like, why are you stopping me? Oh, there's some blood on your hand. I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice that before. I was like kind of shocked in a way.
I think we should give it up to our bus captains because they were actually, they cared about us, they wanted us for us. And all I have to say is, I was really concerned about you going in that SUV. I thought to myself, like, Meredith, no! And I'm like, do people see her leaving in a black SUV? It's not fire car, it's a nice